Harry Ann Scott, Charles James Douglas III. What do you think?
We
What
get
do you
our
think?
full names this morning. It is a wonderful and glorious morning to wake up after that debate, because after the last debate, even though I believed in the goodness of Biden and the intentions and the policies, there was definitely a sense of doom and fear that laid over us, because there was a thought that, oh my God, Trump is going to get in office. Completely different today. There's a notion that Kamala Harris did an exceptional job, that she pushed all of the right buttons, that she demonstrated exactly why she should be. I mean, we knew I should be in that position, but I don't know. First of all, let me just say this, because I'm excited, so it's hard to get my thoughts. I don't know how anyone could actually cast a vote for Trump. So let me start with that, because there are so many reasons that he's a horrific, iniquitous, racist idiot. So there's that. That's something we have to deal with, and that's why we're trying to change the hearts and minds of people in this country. On the other side of that, I feel very encouraged about last night's debate.
Okay, so the piece that I want to get to, Charles, you're out there? Can you come on or not? Are you in like security? What's going on? We're all half of us are at the airport, or 2/3 of us are at the airport.
David, Terry, I'm gonna come on for 1 second. I'm trying to get out of here.
Okay. Let me.
I'm here in the dark, getting ready. Listen, where's the light? Where's the light? He kicked his ass.
Yes.
Okay. We can talk about all the different ways that she did, because there's so many different ways. But categorically, absolutely kicked his ass. This is better than we all thought she would do. I don't know why any of us were thinking about like, oh, she needs to do this and she needs to do that. Nobody needs to tell Kamala anything about how to win this debate. She won it. Oh my gosh, she beat his ass. And I loved every minute of it. Every single minute of it. We were cheering for him. People were yelling and clapping. Dick Cheney got more applause than he's ever gotten in his entire life.
Ever.
Okay. She completely ruined him. She got him so crazy that he brought out the dog cat eating story, and that's the end of the game right there. Game over. You're a crazy man. You're a crazy man.
Post-birth abortion story. Let me say this about Dick Cheney too. For Dick Cheney to endorse Kamala Harris and say Trump is doing too much, that's like David Duke saying you're too extreme to be in the Klan. Like that's what that is.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's what everybody's like. Wow, that's amazing.
I got several clips.
You got clips.
I got clips. But I want to make this is like the title of this podcast that I made. This is one option. Here's one option. It started with the handshake. That's one option. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's go handshake. That was killer. That's when you knew that she was in control.
Yes.
This is with no sound. It's even more beautiful with no sound.
Oh, wow. You should play your own soundtrack to it, David.
And these two were so much better than the last moderators.
Oh, man. They need to teach a moderator class.
Look at this. Even the way he shakes her hand is awkward. That was a power play right there. You know, none of us should be surprised. We've seen her in senatorial hearings. This is who she is. This is how she goes after things. So she showed who she was last night. So
the Kamala Harris campaign's post-debate statement, and every campaign issues them like tenfold. But the statement started with this sentence: Kamala Harris took command of the debate stage. And that is what it was. It was a commander in chief. Donald Trump's brand is dominance. Okay. It's dominance. It's about dominating people physically through his talk. His won't be stopped. Kamala Harris diminished the man. She crushed him. All right. And look, we can I don't need to go down the road of toxic masculinity here, but the reality is that we've been waiting for somebody, ideally an African-American South Asian woman, to absolutely emasculate the man, and she did it. Okay.
Yep, that's what she did. Well, remember when he was debating with Hillary and he would stand behind her in this kind of position to try to intimidate her? Kamala did not allow that. at all last night, and was effective also in pushing his buttons in all of the right moments to enrage him and make him fall off whatever script they may have scripted for him previous to the debate. She was masterful at it. It was beautiful.
David, that walk across the stage, man, the walk across the stage, that it was strategic, right? She went in there to try to take command. So you come in, and if you study video Trump, he walks slow. He does when when, especially on stage, he kind of walks slow like Darth Vader. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna cross the stage and not meet him in the middle, and I'm gonna go all the way to him. I'm gonna take it to him. And here's the craziest part about all this is that this is the first time they've ever met.
Yeah, right.
So like the physical intimidation factors from anywhere, all the physical signals that come in, that's in play right there in that moment. And she's already in his head out of the gate.
She walks across the stage and he tries to dodge behind the podium. Okay. And she pauses and then goes around the podium. And you know, Michael Beschloss, who's a presidential historian, tweeted last night a picture from the 1980 presidential debate, which was Reagan and Carter. And Reagan was all about like command. Okay. Reagan was all about, and Reagan, it's an identical photo. Reagan has walked across the stage into Carter's space and shakes his hand. All right.
Really? Okay. All right.
That's an art of war move right there.
It is. Yes. So another thing she did is she constantly, when she got her bearings, which came with the abortion answer, the second answer, that's when she really like got her feet over. From that point forward, whenever she wanted to deliver the boom, she didn't deliver it in the abstract like Donald this or Donald that. She turned to him. She turned to him and spoke to him. You. Okay. And she did it in her answers. And I want to show that I want to get.
He refused to look at her too.
What?
Each time he refused to ever look at her.
He never, right. Which is also about dominance. He was intimidated, right?
He was intimidated. Yeah, it's like a child getting in trouble.
Yes. And Charles, you were there while I'm getting this clip up. Tell us about the crowd at the brewery, Charles.
I mean, it was about 200 of us in Seattle at Stoop Brewing, a pretty liberal and also political place. You know, they wouldn't say this on their, on their ads or anything, but they do have a lot of nonprofits.
Way to kill their business, man. Way to kill, or actually to chin it up.
No,
to chin it up.
You know, so before we had a smaller space and a smaller screen, and now we had their entire area where they do trivia. So, they're voting with their legs, you know what I mean? But there were people coming over from other parts of the brewery, people waiting in the restroom were like standing in line so they could get a better view. There were people that had a private party up above and they all moved their seats over so they could watch the debate. And then the crowd was into it. The crowd was super into it. They were cheering, they were laughing, they were yelling things at the screen. It was a good time. It was a good time. And there are a lot more people who are ready to knock on doors.
Oh,
that's awesome. Incredible.
Okay, here comes the epic, or one of the epic moments of like, this is 2/3 the way into the debate. It's
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. So let's be clear about that. And clearly he is having a very difficult time processing that. But we cannot afford to have a president of the United States who attempts, as he did in the past, to upend the will of the voters in a free and fair election. And I'm going to tell you that I have traveled the world as Vice President of the United States, and world leaders are laughing at Donald Trump. I have talked with military leaders, some of whom worked with you, and they say you're a disgrace. And when you then talk in this way in a presidential debate and deny what over and over again are court cases you have lost because you did in fact lose that election, it leads one to believe that perhaps we do not have in the candidate to my right the temperament or the ability to not be confused about fact.
Oh my gosh.
So the button pushing begins. She uses fired, which was his claim to fame. He loves telling people they're fired. Yeah. She said they're laughing at you and you lost. Those are trigger words for a narcissist. It's fabulous.
Wait. Those aren't just for a general narcissist. Famously, the moment that people say that he was activated as a birther was when Obama made fun of him at the White House Correspondents' Dinner on national television. He was there in the crowd, and everyone looked at him. And that was when he decided to lean in. That was when he became, you know, Obama became his nemesis, and he was like, I'm going to attack this guy with everything I've got. So that everybody's laughing at you thing, that goes back to like childhood. Like that's like you start.
I think you're right about that. Yeah.
Yeah, you get into raw upbringing, background stuff, and you start the little kid inside of you starts to cry when people bring that up.
Oh
yeah. He and she used a word she was fired, which is his brand. She also used disgrace, which is a word he uses all the time. It's a disgrace. You're a disgrace.
Well, okay, that's another one. So that's another trigger word, because what do you, because he said he had a great relationship with his father. He's lying. Yeah. His father was a terrible, terrible man.
He's probably the one who started laughing at him.
Yeah, but like, could you imagine, like, you're a disgrace? That's a dad word right there. That's a that's an elder telling you that, you know, to this family, to the Trump name. He's heard that before from somebody he loved.
Absolutely. His wife probably says it to him. That's exactly right. And she knows that if she can trigger him, then he loses all composure and he starts to speak even more nonsensically than he normally does. And that's exactly what happened.
So I got another clip, but I want to just stop on this for a second and just unpack the strategy here. So it was clear that she went in prepared to push his buttons.
Oh, completely.
Yes. Practice,
completely.
Probably.
It was like the worst couples therapy you could ever imagine, and she went in and he went in, and like he was not listening, and he was going to show his dominance, and she was going to poke and prod the whole time,
dude, it was like a football game, man. And she watched the tape. Okay, she watched all his old tapes.
She studied tape
plays. She studied his plays, man. She knew all of his things, and she was ready to take him apart, dude. She was this was a master class.
That is modern civil rights movement 101, right? When we talk about the places where we go where they do it so exceptionally well and have so much success, is when they have studied the tapes and they have strategy. So it's Birmingham, it's Selma. They have studied it and they walk in with a strategy, and that's what she did, and it worked beautifully. He played right into it. She knew her enemy.
Right, she was a calmer C.T. Vivian, and he was Bull Connor or Jim Clark, 100%. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'll stop before he answers, because he's going to go off on the dogs and the pets, and I want to get your take on it. Terry, I want to have you talk a little bit about actually how serious that is.
Yeah.
But let me. This is early. This is when, in my view, he went off the rails. This is earlier on. It was when she makes the comment about the crowds at his events.
Being raised. And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion.
Yeah, I'm pausing there just for watch his eyes right now. Watch his eyes.
And boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you. You will not hear him talk about your needs, your dreams, and your desires. And I'll tell you,
run it back, David.
You deserve
it again.
You want to see the eyes again?
You got to do the eyes again. So this moment, Terry, I wish you were at this debate watch party, because this moment where she to you know what this is like? This is like when you're listening to a good like rap song and they just drop all these lyrics and you're like, oh my God, that was bars right there. This where she said go to a Trump rally, people are like, oh, what the heck? What is she saying? And then she starts to just pick them apart. And you're right, David, that part about the eyes, that was oh man, that's a crowd pleaser right there. Please play it again. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, when I was watching it, I saw him do that and I couldn't believe it, because like debate prep 101 is you never non-verbally show that you're affected.
No, you
right?
don't do that, man. No, but he couldn't help it.
Yeah.
You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you. You will not hear him talk about your needs, your dreams, and your...
Like at that point, to me, she's got him. She's like the fisherman, right? She's got the hook in his mouth and everything.
And your desires. And I'll tell you, I believe you deserve a president who actually puts you first, and I pledge to you that I will.
Vice President Harris, thank you. President Trump, on that point, I want to get your response.
Well, I would like...
And so I'm just going to show the first bit of part of his answer because he goes off on the crowd sides because he can't stop himself, right?
To respond. Let me just ask, why did
one sec, pause it real quick. So she's talking to him by talking to people, like she's talking to the audience, right? And so she's directing her fire at him. And then she says, he doesn't talk about you. Now that's not for him to hear because he's like, whatever. Yeah, I don't talk about you. But that's one of Bill Clinton's lines from the debate, or excuse me, from the DNC.
Oh, right.
David, you have to get on the plane, dude. They're screaming at you to get on the plane.
No, I'm okay.
Looking for David Domke.
No, it's the whole thing about like he says I all the time. It's always count the eyes.
Right.
Count the eyes. And she's right. She's right.
Yeah, I won't show the response because we know what happens. He loses it.
Right.
You got to go in a second here.
Yeah.
He not only loses it with his obsession with crowd sizes there, he then goes into the Haitian claims about the immigrants, the pets, and the dogs, right?
And he's speaking to what Vance had said a few days earlier, which is, so my mother is from Haiti. So I am half Haitian. I'm on a family group chat because we have a family reunion with my Haitian family in just a couple of months. There are about 35 of us on this group chat. And that is the thing that becomes where we realize the danger of this man, because a lot of this is funny and she goes at him, but he causes real danger. This morning, an article came out in one of the Haitian Times in the Midwest that said that Haitians are now being targeted. They're being not only harassed online, but hate crimes in the last few days have increased against Haitians. That's dangerous. That's how you get people killed, by spewing misinformation that is hateful and that then encourages his base to go out and commit these crimes against people. That's the power of what he's doing. That's the problem of who he and Vance are. This becomes real. Our chat this morning is filled with these kinds of concerns. It's despicable. You know, this becomes where it goes from funny to this is about humanity and life.
Yeah, he go ahead, Charles.
No, I just wanted to say that's really tough, Terry. And that is, I mean, it's not like there was any point before this in the race where people where Haitians felt like they were in danger. It's right in line with them starting to say those things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really terrible. I feel for your folks. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, David.
He picks this group like out of a hat almost, he and Vance do, and says they're vulnerable. They're the absolute other in American discourse, right? And he puts them in the middle of America in Springfield, where they were invited to come to Springfield by the city leaders, where the city leadership and economic leaders are thrilled that they're there. And he manufactures a genocidal claim out of whole cloth. And that's what that is. That's a genocidal claim that these people are different, they're others, they're dangerous, and they need to be dealt with.
Right. And he makes those claims continuously. I mean, you know, it's a play right out of a Reconstruction era playbook where you other individuals and you create kind of an identity around whiteness, because that's what that is. That is a white supremacist move that says these individuals are different from you. They're taking your jobs. They're taking your powers. First, he goes after Mexican Americans, Muslims, Haitian Americans. He's just continuing that same hateful playbook and kicking up those kinds of racist notions that we see repeated. And the sad thing is, it works. It works with his base. And so we always have to be mindful of continuously countering those ideologies, which is the work that we do every day.
Yeah.
David, you got to mute, man. That's so loud.
And I got to go. Charles, we have similar hair today.
We have the I gotta hurry up and go, and it's got the shower hair. Okay.
Yes, that's
good.
The same patterns. All right.
All right, Terry.
Good to see you guys.
Hey, Terry.
Kamala,
We're winning. We're winning.
We are winning. We
are winning.
Yep. And
So
but we
hard
can't
right
stop. Right? Every
That's
day
right.
every
That's
day
right.
we're hustling, as they say.
That's right. That's right.
Got it.
Thanks,
Bye.
Terry.
Safe travels.